Yay Networks.
Welcome to A Sandwich and Some Lovin' podcast. I'm Kellie Raspberry Evans, and I am recording in Evans Manor in one of Alan's mini man caves. Alan, however, my podcast co-host and husband,
a trade.
Not in the house.
In the house.
Not in the house.
Not in the house. No.
Not in the house.
Not physically in the house.
Where is my husband, A-Train?
I am in the great state of Florida.
Yes.
The great state of Florida. Yes. Yes.
And,
this is where you hit the applause.
there you go. I hit it.
It's okay. Yeah, don't worry about it.
It's okay. I did it. Let me just pot it.
Oh,
back.
good.
Okay.
Okay.
And I also potted it down. So now we're done. Yes. Alan left me in charge of technology.
Oh,
and I figured out, unless y'all are all listening to the podcast and you only hear my voice, then I did it all wrong. But hopefully,
which is a possibility.
It is a possibility. But hopefully, you hear both of us, because I think I did everything correctly. And the little red blinky light is on, so we're good.
Little red blinky light. What is that?
The red light. Anyway, I was telling Alan, look, honey, sweetheart, I am happy to do this podcast all by myself. I really am. But he's like, nope. I want to be a part of it.
Well, here's the thing. I don't gyp the listener.
Well, thank you.
I was getting blown up today.
Why?
Blown up. Well, actually, I got one message from hashtag Where's Wheezy, and hashtag Where's Wheezy was asking, so is there going to be a podcast tonight? And I said, are you kidding me? Clockwork. Yes, there's going to be a podcast tonight. Just because I'm in Florida doesn't mean we can't do a podcast. We've got the miracle of technology.
Here we
are. Hashtag Where's Wheezy. Here we are. Now, what are we going to talk about? That's another thing.
Well, you can talk a little bit about why you're in Florida.
Yeah, I think we'll do a little bit of that.
And then maybe I'll hang up and I'll just talk about you behind your back. Maybe we'll do that.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, we could do that. Yeah, our wonderful 14-year-old son Cole and I
15.
Sorry, 15.
Yes.
Yeah, he's on a 14U baseball team, so I got confused, but he has actually turned 15.
Yeah, because he's got his learner's permit.
That's right.
You should be letting him drive around a little bit during on some of your downtime.
Well, I offered that, but he said, I've actually never been behind the wheel, so we're going to practice some when we get back.
You don't want him to do it there? There's a lot of lazy streets
we
there,
don't
right?
have any time to do any of that. We have been so busy.
Really?
Because we're down here for a baseball tournament.
Well, I thought you'd have a lot of downtime, because normally when we go on baseball tournament weekends, we have 3 or 4 hours to kill between games.
Well, it hadn't been like that. We've had games, and then we have to stay at the park because we only have like an hour break or hour and a half break, and then we have another game. Oh. So no, it's been back to back to back to back. It's been fun though. We drove down here, from Plano, Texas, USA, and stayed in Hattiesburg, Mississippi one night just to split up the trip a little bit. Yeah. Which is the home of Brett Favre. I don't know if that's the home of Brett Favre, but that's where Brett Favre went to college.
Southern Miss. See some signage.
Southern Miss.
You would see some signage. Did you?
We saw some Golden Eagle signage. We stayed right by the campus, a hotel right by the campus, so that was kind of cool.
But nothing with Brett Favre's name on it?
Nothing with Brett Favre's name on it, no.
That's not a good sign.
Well, there's that. But Hattiesburg was kind of a good stopping place for us. Before Hattiesburg, though, we stopped in Vicksburg, Mississippi, because Cole had never seen the mighty Mississippi.
How about that?
Oh, and we just kept having to say the mighty Mississippi over and over.
Did you spell it multiple times? Did you spell it?
Well, he threw down the big dad joke to me, and I had no idea. He said, what's got 4 eyes but can't see? And I was thinking about it. I don't know, buddy. He said the Mississippi River. And I said, actually, that's got 5 eyes and can't see. There's an eye in river there, young Padawan. So what's got 5 eyes and can't see? The Mississippi River.
Well, did he do that whole M-I, crooked letter I, crooked letter I, humpback, I, That's what we always did.
You wrapped it? Is that what you
That's
did?
how we spelled it. That's how you learned how to spell it. M-I, crooked letter, I, crooked letter, I, humpback, I.
They taught you how to rap at Florence Christian Academy?
I don't believe that was an FCS curriculum thing, but that's how we learned to spell it.
Oh, okay. All right.
So
well,
that was,
fair enough.
apparently you've never heard that before.
No, I've never heard that before.
Really?
No, never did.
How did you learn to spell it?
MISSISSIPPI. You just kind of get into the rhythm there.
That's no fun.
Yeah. But anyway, check that off the list. Mississippi River, awesome. Hattiesburg, check. Next morning we get up and make our way into the Fort Walton area where we're staying, kind of the Fort Walton Destin area. And as we're getting here, one funny story for you, babe. I don't know if I told you this, but as we cross Florida, and you know how Cole will sometimes, the Florida border, Mississippi or Alabama, Florida border, Cole will sometimes come up with these random questions, and as a dad, you're supposed to know everything, right? You're
or at least
supposed to know
it.
Yeah. So he comes up with just out of the blue, are there any bears in Florida? And I know more than I would say the average jacknut about animals, right? When you say, I know a little
lot
bit
about
more.
Plants.
Yeah, I would say, and animalia.
Okay, I'll let you have that
as well. So I'm thinking, and I'm like, well, bud, I don't think so, because I believe bears are more like a northern animal. They like to hibernate in the winter, which I think is a fact. I told him, well, I think there's a lot of bears in Colorado, Wyoming, Canada. And he's like, oh, okay. So he kind of bought my explanation. And I even took it a little further, and I'm like, yeah, and I don't even think there's bears in Texas. At least if there are, it's a pretty rare sighting.
I don't know. I've never looked it up.
Babe, not 1 minute later, we didn't see a bear, but not 1 minute later, we get into Florida, across the border, and we see a bear crossing sign.
Are you serious?
As a heart attack.
Oh.
Yes. I was like, well, okay. So there you go, Cole. I guess there's bears in Florida. I had no idea that there were bears in Florida. And then to add insult to injury, and my dad knew nothing about this conversation, absolutely nothing about what I just told you. Just a few minutes later, and this was all karma, I guess, he sends me a link to a news article about a bear that was swimming in Destin in the water with tourists around.
How random.
How random is that?
Very random.
Yeah. So anyway, we had that going on.
Have you seen a lot of danger, alligators, beware, that kind of thing?
No, I've seen a lot of dangerous Florida men, but I haven't seen any dangerous alligators. But you know what? Before talking any more about Florida men, and another story I have about a certain Florida man, you're going to do a little bit of this.
Oh, see, look at you telling me what to do, even from half a country away. You know what? We women, we talk about pretty much everything, getting plastic surgery, our relationship drama, but thinning hair, that's not something that we openly talk about. And because of that, it can leave you feeling lonely and frustrated. But thinning hair isn't only common, it's normal. 1 in 2 of us women are going to experience thinning hair. And if you're one of us, Nutrafol is here to help. Nutrafol is the #1 dermatologist recommended hair growth supplement brand, physician formulated with 100% drug-free ingredients. But they have this new all-vegan formula for women ages 18 plus. So if you live a plant-based lifestyle and you find yourself experiencing signs of thinning hair, Nutrafol's women's vegan formula targets the key causes of thinning hair in women, like stress, metabolism, styling habits, and nutrition. Because living a plant-based lifestyle, that diet can create nutrient gaps that further impact your hair's growth. Now, Nutrafol didn't just remove all the non-vegan ingredients from their women's formula. Instead, they identified other clinically tested 100% vegan ingredients that naturally optimize the body's own collagen production. And if you use it every day, Nutrafol's women's vegan hair growth supplement promotes visibly less hair shedding, visibly thicker hair volume, and hair that grows faster, longer, and stronger. They did a clinical study, and 100% of women reported improved hair growth or hair strength after 3 months. and more scalp coverage after 6 months. So take the first step to visibly thicker, healthier hair. And for a limited time, Nutrafol is offering our listeners $10 off your first month subscription and free shipping when you go to Nutrafol.com and enter the promo code SANDWICH. Find out why over 4,000 healthcare professionals recommend Nutrafol for healthier hair. Nutrafol.com. It's spelled Nutrafol.com. Promo code SANDWICH. That's Nutrafol.com. Promo code SANDWICH. All right,
We
Alan,
love Nutrafol.
we do. Look at me pulling double duty, doing the spot and the call to action. That's why I'm here.
Duty.
That's why I'm here.
Yeah, that is why you're here. Shall I continue with a few more before
Yes.
I decide to go back upstairs and watch baseball? I'm actually in the fitness center, which is like this little room with about 2 treadmills in it at a Hilton True. We decided to try out a Hilton True.
What's
Pretty
different?
nice though.
What's different about a Hilton True as opposed to another Hilton?
I think this is their value line. If I were to guess, kind of no frills.
Mm-hmm.
Free breakfast, but kind of hip furniture, kind of like bright colors. And, it's got all the amenities that you would want from really any hotel. It's just not super fancy. There's no room service. Yeah, no room service.
And not a lot of people
no
using those 2 treadmills.
No, I'm the only one in here. And I could use to get on a treadmill right now as much as I've eaten since I've been here in Florida.
Well,
Yeah.
it's not like you have to be in a Speedo in a couple weeks.
Golly, yeah. Well,
I know.
there's that.
I keep forgetting that we're going to be in a bathing suit in Mexico, and I'm acting like I completely forgotten about that every single day.
You know what my excuse might be? I might just wear a swim shirt all week since I just had my back worked on and it can't really be in the sun too much. That's going to be my excuse. I'm going to wear a black long sleeve swim shirt all week.
Well, you can do that.
Maybe that'll slim me down. Anyhow, we went to Cole and I went to get some waters the first night we were here in Florida, babe. So there have been a lot of dad/teenage boy humor kind of things being said on this trip. A lot of things that I would think would cause you to eye roll.
Mm-hmm.
So as we're walking into this grocery store chain, apparently it's big in the South, and I had never heard of it.
What?
It's called Publix.
Oh yeah, they're all across Florida, especially.
Yeah,
I think they
yeah.
have some in Georgia. I didn't have those in South. We didn't have those in South Carolina when I was living there, but that doesn't mean they haven't started infiltrating.
Okay, yeah, we don't have them in Texas, but apparently it's a thing. Apparently it's a big thing.
People love it. They talk about it much like, in Texas, they brag on HEB.
Yeah, exactly. So we're walking into Publix, and I look up at the sign, and I start giggling to myself. And I look over at Cole, and I said, "Hey, Cole, never heard of a grocery chain named Publix?"
Complete with dad laugh.
He starts laughing.
That wheezing dad laugh.
Yes. And then he starts laughing. So of course I think this is funny because it's teenage boy humor. And I posted this on my Instagram story at the Alonzo 1971. If you ever want to check it out there, it's all gone. But if you ever want to check out future stories, go there. But anyhow, I'm not kidding you this time. People were blowing me up like, it's not Publix, it's Publix. There's an L in it.
They don't get
There's
you.
an L in it.
They just don't get you, Alan.
Babe, I'm not kidding. I probably received 100 DMs of people saying it's Publix, or people saying you forgot the L.
Right.
Or,
that's the joke. That's the joke.
So I had to post another explanation. And I said, I was doing a bit. I said, you guys can't take me seriously, right? I mean, come on.
But if you have to explain it, it ruins it.
And didn't Kid Craddock do this though years ago? Like, didn't he do a bit where he said there aren't states that end in A, and then they were
still to this day, we did it to mess with the phone screeners because we'd have people back there answering the phones just to mess with them, and we'd say he'd be talking and he'd say something about something happened in Indiana. He's like, "Wait a minute, I just realized." Indiana's the only state that ends in the letter A. And we all got it. No, all of us. He never even had to explain to us. We're like, you know what? You're right. Indiana is the only state that lives in the letter A. And then, of course, we get a phone call and say, Kelly, you're from South Carolina. You knew.
Yes.
Oh, my God. How could I forget? You're right. Indiana, South Carolina. Oh, and North Carolina. Okay, there's only 3 states that end in the letter A. This would go on for hours with people calling in to correct us. And they would provide us with the complete list of 20-something states ending in the letter A. So
exactly,
it's just annoying. Just annoying.
Kind
people.
of the same thing. You know, I wasn't upset. I was just, I thought it was funny, you know.
Yeah, and you didn't do it to intentionally be corrected. Kid did it to intentionally be corrected. But here's the thing about Alan also. Not only does he post these lewd, why are you humming me? You're talking, you're humming over me.
Oh, sorry.
Not only does Alan post these lewd things on his social media just to make sure his mother sees it. He posts them on the Evans family group chat, which includes, I was very excited when I was added into the family group chat when I became an Evans almost 6 years ago. But it includes Alan's mother, Alan's father, Alan's sister, and her husband, and me and Alan. And every once in a while, there's a group. I don't know how I got kicked off the one with Angie Moss, who is like family. So anyway, just to make sure Alan's mother knows that he's talking about pubics. Whenever you see something lewd on Alan's Instagram stories, just know that it's also copied and pasted in the family group chat. Or vice versa.
But in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, my mom never checks her phone, like ever.
But why would you want her to see that?
Well, I don't want her to see it, but I kind of figure, I sell it to myself thinking, you know, my mom's not going to see it.
Well,
She's not really.
Start a group chat with just you and your dad or something.
Yeah, but it's funnier if I get you and my sister and JD all riled up about it too.
Oh, I just stay out of it. I very rarely comment.
Okay, so our Publix discussion then got Cole and I to talk about some other things regarding chains, like restaurants and different stores. So he had another really good question. He said, Dad, why is Home Depot called the Home Depot?
You know, yeah, because Al does commercials for the Home Depot, and that's how we learned that. But I didn't know there was a reason why.
Well, here was Cole's question. Why? He said, look, I'm okay with the Home Depot, but call Lowe's the Lowe's, or call Home Depot just Home Depot, and then call Lowe's Lowe's. But if you're going to call Home Depot the Home Depot, then call Lowe's the Lowe's.
Well,
so I think what we decided is from now on we're going to refer to Lowe's as the Lowe's.
Well,
what do you think?
I mean, you can.
Yeah. So we're going to do that. And then our podcast secretary, Andrea Dowling-Gullidge, do you know who that is?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Are you sure?
She's not 2 separate people. She is one person.
So Andrea is always teasing me. She says, you're what's she call it? Not a wordophile. I think she calls it a lexophile. Is it a lexophile?
I don't know.
Somebody that is always messing with words or something. And I said, I don't think I am. And she goes, what do you call Kroger? And I was like, oh, okay, Roger. Mm-hmm. She's like, what do you call Walmart? I was like, oh, Walmarket? You know, and I was like, okay, you know, you got me. She goes, what do you call Starbucks?
Starbies.
Starbies? Yeah. So, you know, I guess that's part of it. I don't know. So anyway.
Oh, I thought that was leading somewhere. That was the end of that story?
Yeah, it was kind of an Al Mack story. So switching gears just a little bit, back to baseball.
Well, you know, also, Alan, though, when I was doing commercials for them, I always grew up calling it Pennies or J.C. Penney's, and it's not.
J.C. Penney.
It's J.C. Penney. But how many people say that? I'm going to Pennies. I'm going to J.C. Penney's, but it's J.C. Penney.
I've always said Pennies.
And I also found out what's that line of not home appliances. What's that line of yard stuff you have in the garage?
Ryobi.
But it's not pronounced Ryobi. It's pronounced some other way.
Ryobi,
Something like that.
Something
It's something.
like that?
It's like a weird pronunciation, which I can't remember. So I don't know. Oh, and then my favorite sunglasses that on the frame it says QUAY. So
I say Quay.
I've always said Quay, and people have always corrected me. And I was like, well, then why is it spelled QUAY if it's not pronounced Quay? Well, they finally opened their new store in the mall, and I've been just dying to go there because I love these sunglasses so much. And I finally went with Emma Kellie last night. She needed to get some shorts and stuff. And I walked in and I said, how do you pronounce? Because I was saying, oh, I love Quay. I was like, wait, I have to ask them, the people that work here. It's pronounced Key.
Key,
like the Florida Keys. Key.
Well,
I was
mate.
like, that makes no sense.
That doesn't make any sense.
But that's what it's pronounced, the way it's pronounced.
Whatever.
So now I'm going to sound all uppity and snooty when I say I love my Key sunglasses.
Yeah.
And people are going to be like, what is that?
I wish we just pronounced everything the way it was spelled.
Like
that would
Fogo
be much more...
like Fogo de Chao.
Fogo de Chao.
It's not Fogo de Chao. It's Fogo de Show.
Yeah, well, that's too fancy.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. And then if you say, I'm going to Fogo de Show, then you sound like you think you're so superior because you know how to say it.
Yes, it's very pretentious.
Right.
It's very pretentious.
But that's the way it's pronounced.
Yeah.
Anyway. What's the other one? Barcelona.
Which one?
Barcelona. I'm going to summer in Barcelona.
Barcelona. That's how you say it.
No,
right?
you don't. It's Barcelona. You have to lisp.
Oh, come on.
Yes, you're supposed to lisp the Barcelona.
Well,
and
you know that
go there come back saying Barcelona.
Okay. You know that long, skinny country in South America? On the west side of South America? It's
Is that
Chile.
Oh, I was going to say, is that Argentina? I don't know.
It's Chile, not Chile.
Oh,
I don't know. We're just dumb Texans. What are we? Well, actually, I'm a dumb Florida man right now. Florida man. I didn't know Florida man was a thing. Everybody
are you kidding me?
Everybody said, well, I know where it comes from, but everybody was kidding. They're like, be careful about Florida man. And I got to Florida and I saw nothing here but nice, friendly people. And I'm thinking, well, maybe I'm the Florida man.
Salt of the earth.
Are they talking about me? Are they saying be careful like I'm the Florida man, or what's the deal?
I don't know. I think the Florida man thing is sort of like just I don't want to. It's like a dumb criminal kind of thing. They do dumb, like a dumb thing. They just do dumb things. I think that's, you must be from Florida, that kind of thing. I think they have a reputation for being a bit of a redneck state.
Well, okay. First of all, nothing wrong with that.
No, I grew up in South Carolina. I am not judging. I'm just saying. But the thing about Florida is, it's a bunch of Yankees live there. All the people from up north moved down there.
Well, I don't know about that. Florida
they retire down there.
Well, they do. That's true. But it's a very, very diverse state. I mean,
yeah, there's some parts. I believe they said Miami is majority.
I'm going to Miami.
Majority of the residents there speak Spanish.
Yeah,
I mean that's the majority. Yeah. So that's because they got a huge Cuban population there.
Cubano, yeah.
And then you got the Yankees everywhere else, and then the rednecks take up what space is left.
That's right. Nothing wrong with the rednecks, though. There's something else I was going to tell you. And it's slipping my mind right now. Why don't you do a little bit of this, and I bet it'll come back.
Think about it.
Quick.
Does it have something to do with gameplay, baseball, which is the reason you're there?
Yeah. I think that was what I was thinking.
All right,
about.
You think about that while I do this.
Mm-hmm.
Alan may be a little horrified when the credit card bill comes because I've been doing some online shopping, getting new outfits for our trip to Mexico. And, the perfect thing to pair with all my new outfits is Pair Eyewear, the only fashion statement you will need this summer. No more digging through your bag, switching out sunglasses for regular frames because you can change your summer looks in a snap with their affordable Sun Top collection. Base frames and hundreds of other magnetic top frames. So I started my Pair Eyewear love affair with the blue blocking readers in the Kirby style frame because I got a wide head. And when I feel like switching things up, I just snap on a new top frame. It can match my outfit or my mood that day. Pair Eyewear is super affordable, so you don't have to compromise on style because you can't afford it. And they have hundreds of budget-friendly frames with magnetic top frame styles to choose from, starting at just $60, including prescription prescription. And they've got frames for men, for women, for kids, so the whole family can customize their own unique looks. You can match your outfit, you can support your home team, you can represent your favorite superhero all in a snap. And Pair also's got a variety of lens options for whatever prescription you have. Higher prescriptions can still be super lightweight and thin with their premium plus lenses. They've got light responsive lenses that transition from indoors to outdoors seamlessly. Progressive lenses that don't have that annoying bifocal line, and also the blue light filtering lenses that I love so my eyes don't get worn out staring at a computer all day. But beyond that, helping you craft a style that's yours, Pair wants to do some good. That's why for every pair you buy, Pair provides glasses and vision care to a child in need. So express yourself wherever summer takes you with Pair Eyewear. Go to paireyewear.com/sandwich for 15% off your first pair. That's Pair, P-A-I-R, eyewear.com/sandwich.
We love Pair Eyewear.
We do. Did you think of what you wanted to say?
Well, yeah, just miscellaneous things about the week so far, baseball-wise, and I'll have a lot more to share in the next podcast. But just
you need to take
briefly,
notes because you think you'll remember everything, and you won't.
I have a photographic memory.
No, write it down.
Okay. Anyhow, we're 2-2 right now. 2 wins, 2 losses. We went loss, win, loss. That's how that's going.
Is this considered the World Series for his league, or is this just a tournament?
It's called a World Series tournament put on by PG. I forget the performance something. It's a big national organization that puts on baseball tournaments everywhere. I forget the actual name of the organization.
Okay,
but no, it's I would call it more of a regional big baseball tournament with teams from lots of states. I mean, we played a team today from Colorado.
Oh wow!
Oh yeah,
that's far.
Yeah, lots of teams from Texas and, Alabama, Mississippi, Florida, Georgia, Tennessee. There's teams from everywhere.
But this isn't like the Little League World Series that you see on ESPN.
No, which is a good question because my dad was even asking Cole. He said, are you in Little League? And Cole said his answer was, well, not really, but a lot of people just call junior baseball Little League. But there is actually Little League is where you have the different countries. They have all-star teams called Little League. And then they play in that Little League World Series that you see on TV on like ESPN, where it's usually Japan against the United States.
Yeah.
So
this is not that.
No. This is not that. This is just it's a big tournament. A lot of really good teams here. But I've noticed some things, and you've probably noticed a lot of the same things. Number one, I would rather fight Iron Mike Tyson when he's about 21, 22 years old than get in the middle of a fight with a baseball mom.
Yeah, and some dads too, but the moms can really get vicious.
Will rip you apart limb from limb.
Yeah.
Example. So we're playing this team today, and they're up to bat. Guy hits a double, and he's rounding the base at first base, and we have a first baseman. His name's Sung, S-U-N-G. He's Korean. And Sung's a big dude. I mean, he's bigger than I am. He's taller than I am. So
he's one of the few people on Cole's team that can knock the ball out of the park. He's a strong kid.
Yeah, he's a good player. He plays first. So
and the other batter, too, right?
Yeah, he pitches too. He's been pitching this week. So the other batter's rounding first, and he runs into Sung. And Sung's just kind of standing there. He runs into Sung and keeps going around to complete the double. The other parents on the other team are like, interference! He hooked him! Just going crazy.
Hooked him? Like with a left hook?
Right. Like hooked him with his arm, like was trying to prevent him from getting to second base. Now, Sung.
Oh,
he is like the least likely character to try any kind of dirty play or anything like that. Okay, so I know that. The other coach says, parents, and he's talking to his own parents. He's like, we do not do that. no. He was kind of talking to him like, I don't know, like a
school
dog
children.
Yeah, or like a dog just kind of, use the bathroom in your house. Or he was like, no, we don't do that.
Wow.
And it was just so awkward and tense, and it got real quiet and everything, So anyway, there was no penalty call. The umps were like, it was just kind of incidental contact as he ran around, the first baseman. So game ended, and I overheard their coach asking the pitch count for one of his pitchers. One of the baseball moms pipes up to her own coach and says, if you had been keeping track of pitch count instead of yelling at us, you'd know what it is.
Oh.
This is where you hit the crickets.
Oh, wait a minute. Let me find it.
There you go.
Okay, and now I'll just pot it down instead of letting it play out like you do.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, done.
Yeah. And I'm keeping it over and under how many times you say pot it out or pot it down in this podcast.
Oh, that's a radio term. Sorry.
Yeah. I know. I'm just a lowly podcaster. So anyhow, yeah. So that was kind of one example of how people get overly, and they were killing us. It's like, why are you getting so excited? You won the game.
Yeah. Yeah.
And why are you yelling at your own coach? That's another good question. I mean, he's kind of helping your kids. So anyhow, we had that going on. I've kept a long list of baseball lingo because baseball has its own language, I've learned, and I think you've learned too, but way too long to share tonight. I'll present that at another podcast. But yeah, it's been fun. Cole's played pretty well. He's having a little trouble at the plate. He had a double today, which was good to see. He was involved in this really wild play called a suicide squeeze, where the batter tries to bunt, and then Cole was at third, and he tries to steal home at the same time.
Oh,
and that was pretty wild because the bunter whiffed on the pitch, and then Cole got caught in a rundown, and it was a pretty wild play. But he ended up getting the run, so that was fun. But it's been fun. We've had a lot of fun time together. It's highly recommended if you can ever take a trip with you, and I know a lot of our listeners do this, but if you can ever take like a trip and like a one-on-one trip with your teenager, it's awesome because you have them confined. They can't escape.
Yeah.
They have to talk to you.
Yeah.
So it's been a lot of fun. We talked, I'd say, the whole way down from Plano to Mississippi, and he likes to talk about all kinds of silly stuff. I wonder where he gets that.
Yeah, right. Well, I have a question, and I think this is kind of a little peek behind the kimono parenting talk. Have you had the talk with Cole?
Like birds and bees?
Yeah.
Well, I won't say that I've had a scientific discussion with him about it, but we've had a discussion about it. Yes, but not.
It wasn't like this is how it works. This goes here and that, and then a baby is made. It wasn't like that.
It wasn't. No, it wasn't like that.
What was it like?
Number one, because I know that he's watched, videos and seen material about that already. So no, I didn't go there with it, but more of a philosophical discussion about, girls.
I think this would be helpful to parents that have to have that conversation with a young man. If you could share, if you don't mind sharing some of your philosophical points.
Well, I'll tell you that number one, I'm not an expert, so don't take my word. My word is what you should say. I'll just tell you kind of like where I came. My angle was, okay, girls are a whole nother animal that you need to, number one, treat with respect. Okay. As you get older, you're going to be put in a lot of strange situations that make you uncomfortable, perhaps, social situations where you're around girls and with girls. And then eventually you're going to be perhaps with, on a date or something with a girl one-on-one. And that's where you really need to, mind your manners, be a gentleman, and realize that, decisions you make when you're with somebody like that, they can affect you the rest of your life, and that was kind of the philosophical angle I tried to approach with it, that things you do when you're young, you may not realize it at the time, but they could be small things like having a beer. Those things lead to other things that will affect you for the rest of your life.
Or having sex. Do you say
right?
That?
Well, that's where that goes. Yeah. So that's kind of where I tried to. And when you're young, you're like, yeah, whatever. But as you get older and you look back, you 100% know that that's how those things work. And I bet most of our listeners right now would say to themselves, you know what? If they do consume alcohol, they would say, I'll bet you 90% of the bad things I've done in my life or the wrong things I've done in my life have been attributed to me not having my senses about me and drinking. I'm just guessing. I just know that in my life, I can attribute a lot of things that I've done to just not having my wits about me, like wearing a flesh-colored Speedo in front of a bunch of strangers.
Right.
Yeah. So, yeah, but seriously, that's how I tried to approach it, I guess.
Yeah, I think how old was he when you had that conversation?
Oh, this was in the last year, babe.
Because he hasn't really expressed any interest in girls until like the last year or so, right?
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, my conversation with my mother happened because I guess I need to give I don't know if I can say this on the podcast, but I'm going to say it. So the little girl down the street told me that you got pregnant by a boy peeing in you. And it freaked me out.
Well, you got to change your voice when you say that. But.
And it freaked me out. And at home, I was getting ready for bed, and my mama always would come in and tell me we did the same thing. Good night. I'd repeat back. Good night. She goes, love you. I love you too. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite. So we did all that. Anyway, I was standing in the doorway, and I was like, Mama, Kim Wheeler told me that when you want to have a baby, you've got to let a boy pee in you. And my mother started busting out laughing.
Oh yeah, I remember you telling me
and that. I was like, what? And she said, well, sort of, yes. And I started bawling. And the more I cried, the more she laughed. She was doubled over about to wet her pants. I was in the fifth grade, but I was actually a fourth grader because I skipped a grade. So I would have been, what, 9 or 10, I guess. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And I was sobbing. I was so upset thinking, because I knew boys peed standing up, and I was just envisioning how this was going to work and horrified thinking my parents had done that, just the whole thing. And I even wrote in my diary that night, I just found out the most horrible thing. I'm never going to do it. And I put it in big capital letters. I'm never going to do it. And I'm never going to have a baby and all that stuff, And then the next night, my mother had to come back to me after she'd calmed herself down. And she apologized to me. She said, but, I always had this vision of how I was going to, have this conversation about you and the things I was going to say and how I was going to put it. So then she told me about, how you do make a baby. But then she also warned me about how you can be victimized. And it was it was a very delicate conversation, but one you need to have with, I think, little boys too. But she told me about how, an older man had tried to take advantage of her when she was a child by being, befriending her and things like that. And you'd want to protect your kids and not have those conversations. But if you don't, they just think, oh, this man's being really nice to me. And then suddenly that can lead to a really dark place. So that was my experience. And with Emma Kellie, oh gosh, she was, I guess, about the same age. I don't remember the exact age, but she started, whenever she'd ask me a question, I would answer just that question and not anything more, But then there came to the time when she kind of basically asked me about how babies were made, and I told her, and she just was as chill about it. She didn't act horrified or... I guess because I didn't approach it like I was embarrassed. I was just telling her the facts and just, this is what it is. And she responded that way, which was really very cool. And I told her, I said, look, I want you to know if you ever have any question, you can come to me and I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm going to tell you within, sometimes you don't tell everything, but I'm not going to lie to you. I said, so there's nothing that's going to be too embarrassing. You can ask me. And every once in a while she's come and asked me a couple of things, but never, not, really specific things. But I'd like to think we have a good communication when it comes to that.
Yeah, I think so. And I know it's it's kind of an awkward thing to talk about and awkward to talk about with your kids, but it is important because I can give you an example of something I was talking about with one of the other dads just on this trip. I won't mention who his son is or anything like that, but he was just saying, we were talking, we said, gosh, girls nowadays, and I guess boys too, they just, everything just seems more advanced. And I guess every generation thinks that about the kids, that they know they're getting into things earlier and doing things earlier. And he said, we were at the pool, he, his wife, and his son, and his boy's like stud guy. He's a big guy, big strong guy, good looking guy. And he said, yeah, we were just hanging around the pool, and this girl started flirting with him. And they were like,
girls are very bold.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, that's cool, whatever. But he was kind of nudging his son on, like, hey man, she's kind of checking you out. Why don't you go ask her name and see, who she is, where she's from. And he didn't want to, I guess he was just kind of feeling shy about doing it or whatever is what it sounded like to me. He said they were about to leave, and the girl saw that they were about to leave the pool. She runs over to him and says, what's your snap?
Yeah.
That's all she said. Not, hi, my name is whoever. What's your name? Where are you from? What's your snap?
Yeah.
And he didn't give it to her, because
really?
No, but and apparently she was, a cute girl. I didn't see her or anything, but that's what he said. And I was like, wow, so that's how you do it now?
Yeah,
That's the deal? You run up to somebody and say, what's your snap?
It happens like when my daughter and her friends go out and there's a cute waiter, what's your snap? That's how they get to know somebody. Well, I guess it's like as an adult, like if you're swiping right on the dating apps, what's the first thing you do? You go look them up on social media. You look their Facebook and their Instagrams. Yeah, but that's what I get it. That's what they do.
That's what's, and this is a whole nother topic that we could talk about for hours, but that has created this disposable relationship culture where if you're in the dating world and you're in something, you're in it, and you start to face a little adversity in this relationship, you're like, I'm not going to work for this. I'm out. I can go to my cell phone and start swiping on my app and have something over here tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's created this culture that makes relationships kind of toss away thing, and this, what's your snap?
Well, I mean
how about
it's kind of harmless. It's harmless though. It's like they're both in Florida. they're all staying at a hotel. Y'all are all going in separate directions. It's like a fun little summer thing. I don't know. I don't think it's that deep, but
I'm not saying it's horrible. I'm just saying if I come up to somebody new, the first thing I'm not going to ask them is, what is your social media handle?
Well, you also have to remember these are 14 and 15-year-old kids who don't know what the proper thing is to do until they get burned a few times. That's how you learn, is by
until they get burned a few
up.
times. Yeah. I think that's something you should know by 15.
Well, if
you're meeting somebody new, hi, my name is, shake hands, make eye contact.
Yeah, well, if a 40-year-old man comes up to me in a bar and says, "What's your snap?" then you've never learned something, sir. 15, you got to give him a break.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I thought that was an interesting story. But he didn't do it, and his dad said, well, maybe he'll run into her again, and if he does, he's going to probably say, hey, I'm such and such, and I'm from Texas. What's your name?
But I wonder how he turned her down delicately, or he just said, did he lie and say I don't have a snap, or did he just say no?
I didn't get all the details like that. I was told he just said no.
Oh man!
I don't want to give you my snap.
That's harsh. I admire her boldness. See, I see it from the opposite, because when I was a kid and I liked a boy, he knew it, his parents knew it, everybody in the class knew it, all the teachers knew it. I was very bold in my expression of love. It wasn't always reciprocated. It was never reciprocated. Maybe that was the problem.
What about now?
Well, what about now?
I'm saying,
When I'm out trying to pick up new men?
No. Now in your relationship, now are you bold with your expression of love? And
I tell you I love you.
And is it bold in reciprocation?
Well, you always say it back.
I'm just kidding. Sorry. Go ahead. What were you saying?
No, I mean, I think that was the end of my story. But I'm just saying, I guess being a bold girl when you're dealing with young boys that are still shy and coming into their own, that doesn't always work.
Yeah.
It did not work for me.
No. It's tough being human. That's why I always say.
It's tough being human.
It's tough being a human being.
Well, real quick, why don't you stick around for this real quick, and then we might as well just go ahead and finish the show together. You've been here this long.
Yeah.
All right. So really quickly, this podcast is sponsored by Relief Band. You know, the Raspberry family, we're known for many things. We're big people. We have a lot of good cooks, which leads to us being big people. We have a lot of redheaded raspberries, and the raspberries are known for getting motion sickness. This is true. Now, if you've ever had to pull over because somebody in the car got sick, I've literally gotten sick just backing out of a driveway. I'm not joking. My mother was driving. By the time we backed out of the driveway, I was about to throw up. If you have a kid who suffers from nausea, they're begging to stay home from school, or maybe you had a few too many cocktails and you're too nauseous to go to work the next day, there is help for all of us with Relief Band. It's the #1 FDA-cleared anti-nausea wristband that's been clinically proven to quickly relieve and effectively prevent nausea and vomiting associated with motion sickness, with anxiety, migraines, hangovers, morning sickness if you're pregnant, chemotherapy, and so much more. Every parent needs to have a Relief Band on hand or in your first aid kit. Now, I'm packing mine for our trip to Florida. We go on the Kid Craddock Morning Show family vacation.
Nationally syndicated.
Yes. I always avoid doing the boating excursions because I know I'm going to be leaning over the side of the boat, getting sick about 5 minutes in. But now I don't have to say no and miss out on that because the peace of mind Relief Band provides makes it worth every penny. Relief Band is legitimately a band. You just wear it on your wrist, and it gives you relief from nausea using technology that works with your body, so it's safe, it's drug-free, with zero side effects. It really is that simple. Plus, Relief Band both treats and prevents nausea, so you can stop nausea from becoming a problem in the first place before it becomes a problem. It is a must-have for every family road trip. So if you always have a flashlight on hand for a blackout or a first aid kit on hand for emergencies, then you need a Relief Band for those unexpected nausea moments. And right now, we've got an exclusive offer just for a Sandwich and Some Lovin' listeners. If you go to reliefband.com and use promo code SANDWICH, you'll receive 20% off plus free shipping. So head to reliefband.com, use our promo code SANDWICH for 20% off plus free shipping. Thank you, Relief Band.
We love Relief Band.
I'm excited about that. All right. So, Alan, really quickly, I know you are in the great state of Florida.
Yes. Great state of Florida.
I don't know. Where are you exactly? Where'd you say? Fort Myers?
Fort Walton Beach.
Fort Walton Beach.
Which is Walton Beach.
Fort Walton Beach. I don't know how close you are to Orlando from there. It's not like you can just take it's long
way.
Because Florida is a very long state.
So Florida is a huge state. It's a big, beautiful state. It's fantastic, but it's very big.
Well,
tremendous.
We took the kids there a couple of Thanksgivings ago to take, and y'all really love the Star Wars area of the theme parks, which is located in the movie studios place, the Hollywood Studios section.
Yeah.
They have Magic Kingdom, Animal Kingdom, Epcot, and Hollywood Studios. And in the very back where they used to have the stunt race car drivers, which our kids loved, they switched it up for a Star Wars theme park, which they also love. But in the back of that Star Wars park, unbeknownst to you, maybe, they had this Star Wars hotel. And it was called the Galactic Star Cruiser. Now, maybe you heard about that. They announced it a few years ago. They put so much money into this Star Wars park and in this this hotel. They called it the Galactic Star Cruiser. We're talking about $2 billion, two with a B,
Right.
billion dollars.
Billion.
And they originally said this was not just a hotel, this is an experience. Now, the Galactic Star Cruiser cost about $1,200 per person per day.
Mm-hmm.
And if you splurged on one of their tricked out suites, it would cost you $20,000. So you'd be immersed on this fake starship. There's no windows, but I guess they had a lot of like fake screens, so it felt like you were in space, and you'd go on this 2-day voyage, in quotes. One of the suites, called the Grand Captain, held or holds 8 people, up to 8 people, and gives you a chance to take part in the resistance against Kylo Ren and the First Order. So you get to also do that cosplay stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
They are closing this hotel just a year after opening.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard
Because
about that.
not everybody can afford this. This is, I mean, Disney World on its own is expensive, but when you're paying up to $20,000 to be, you know, on this 2-day fully immersive experience, who can do that? There is a small percentage of the population that can, but not enough to keep this hotel, you know, pumping and going. So they've been struggling to fill rooms. And, you know, at first they had a big pop at first, but then they started offering huge discounts over Christmas. They were giving like up to 30 and 50% off. And now they're just giving up. So as of this September, they're going to carry out the final voyages. They're spacing them out. It's not like every day. You can only book certain times, but I mean, this is going to be it. But on the bright side, Disney said, you know, we've learned from this experience, and we're going to use this to look for a new plan and new ways to entertain their customers. But I don't know what they're going to do with that. Maybe they'll just turn it into a regular hotel because they need those. I don't know what they're going to do with that property now. But the Galactic Star Cruiser, gone.
Yeah, I had read a lot about that. You know, Disney, if you follow Disney or a Disney stockholder, you know, they're struggling. They're undergoing a lot of cost-cutting measures. The previous CEO had planned to shut that thing down because it was bleeding money. The whole project was bleeding money. Before it even opened, Before it even opened, it was way over budget. And he was going to cut it before, you know, kill the baby in the cradle or whatever. Well, he left, or he got replaced. They hired the old, was it Iger? They hired the old Disney CEO.
Yeah.
And then he kind of, air quote, took credit for killing it when it was going to be killed all along. And there were also some, you know, as in today's climate, there's always a political angle to everything. You know, he was kind of saying, well, we're going to stick it to Florida and just close this thing because of some of Florida's policies towards Disney. It's kind of gotten into a gigantic Boda match between.
It ain't about policy. It's about money.
Yeah.
Right. They would be like thumbing their nose at policy if they were making a killing on it, you know?
Yeah. So I guess at the end of the day, it was too expensive for Disney and too expensive for the everyday person that wants to go have fun at Disney and experience Star Wars stuff. You know, I guess that's the bottom line.
Yeah, and we were talking to the boys because we have, you know, we're a blended family, so we alternate holidays, and we have the boys and Emma Kellie for Thanksgiving this year and have the whole week off. You know, they're also getting a week off in October this year, Alan.
Oh, yeah.
Fall break. So in
Wow.
October, they're getting a week off. The end of November, they're getting another week off. They're gradually moving to a year-round school experience, right? This is what they're moving towards gradually. So I don't know what we're going to do in October. I got to work. But I'm off that week of Thanksgiving after the kids' trip. So we were talking about, you know, to the boys, where do you want to go? Where do you want to go? And I just assumed they might want to go back to Disney World or maybe maybe Universal Studios. Nope. They want to go to Broken Bow, Oklahoma,
the great state of Oklahoma.
Because look, we had an awesome time when we went. We stayed at that Rust Bucket cabin that
Yeah,
we
10
got
Star.
through
10
10 Star,
Star
and
and
Co.
Company, yeah.
10 Star and Company. And it was beautiful. It was on a creek. It had a hot tub. It had a big game area. It had a gourmet kitchen. It was just beautiful. The property.
I would have lived in that dang thing. I'd have retired in that dang thing.
100%. I would love to go back with a bunch of couples and just do a fun couples weekend there. I think it'd be fun. Well, the boys are thinking, let's go back. And then we went tubing on the lake. We got a boat and all this stuff. We had so much fun. But this is going to be November. And I'm like, we're not doing the stuff in the lake and all that. So I know. We're trying to kind of lean them towards, maybe doing something else. But I thought for sure they'd want to go back to the theme parks.
Yeah, I think they'll have fun doing whatever we decide to do. I don't think Oklahoma is good for us in November, though. That's just me.
Yeah, not November.
It'll be too cool. And their friends are going to be with their families. They're going to want to bring a friend if possible.
That's the other thing. It's like it's just going to be us probably.
Yeah.
But I do know there are families that when it comes to major holidays like that, they do all go on vacation together. They'll go, a lot of Texas families, not a lot, but they'll go up to ski. They'll go up to wherever, a ski resort, and they'll celebrate the holiday there. And I guess in Broken Bow too. So you could take several families and stay in one of those big cabins and do a big Thanksgiving dinner. That would be fun.
Well, just to kind of wrap it up and bring it home for Jerome here, I've been to the Destin area before, but this is such a family-friendly place. There's so many things for families to do, so many great restaurants. The beaches are beautiful here. They're white, that white powdery sand and emerald water, and it is so clear. And a lot of people have said this is the clearest the Gulf has been as long as they can remember.
Well, it's not Destin, though. This is a little bit further, right?
No, we're right next to Destin.
Right next to it. Okay.
Yeah, I drive 3 miles and we're in Destin. It's like this long island. It's connected. There are all these different parts to it, but we're in the Fort Walton Beach part, and then you drive a little more east, and it's Destin. You keep going, and it's just going and going, and there's for miles and miles and miles.
Well, isn't the place you're supposed to stay 30A? You're supposed to stay at 30A.
Yeah.
That's the bougie.
Yeah. Oh, there's bougie parts to it too, but
and your sister always likes to stay at Rosemary Beach, which is pretty close to there too, right?
Yeah, she was very familiar with where we were and the roads and everything, and Cole's tournament today was in this little town called Niceville, and she goes, "Oh, we go towards Rosemary Beach. We get to Niceville, Florida, and we go to Rosemary Beach." I'm like, "Oh, that's cool." I said, and this was in the family group text. I said the name of the road that Cole's baseball park was on in Niceville was called McCracken. Mm-hmm. Phil McCracken.
Mm-hmm.
Hit the crickets.
Oh, sorry. Let me pot it back up to a reasonable volume.
Good grief. Timing, babe. Timing.
Well, I didn't know you wanted that. Okay. Turn it back down. Okay. So your mother had to hear that too.
No, the name of the road. And again, Cole and I at 7 a.m. this morning are laughing about the road is called McCracken.
Just hysterically laughing at that.
Phil McCracken, yes.
I can just imagine what that hotel room smells like right now.
It's not that bad. It's really not.
Y'all been having takeout food, and y'all been buffing and tooting and wrestling and sweating.
I'll just be sitting there minding my own business, and Cole come over and tackle me. I'm like, who does that? Oh, wait.
Oh yeah, I'm glad y'all have this time though. That's really special.
Yeah, so we're having a Borat Azamat moment in the hotel room. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go watch Borat. That's a wheels off moment in that movie.
Oh, I don't know what you're talking about. I haven't seen that, but I do know who Borat is. So there's that.
Yeah. All right. Well, so anyway, it's been a lot of fun. It really has. It's been a lot of fun just spending time together. I told Cole when we were driving, I said, we haven't even done anything yet. I'm having fun. that makes him smile. He just kind of smiles and looks out the window. And I said, man, I'm just glad I'm with you. That's what it's all about, right?
Yeah, it's hard for boys that age to express themselves, but it means a lot. And I know it means a lot to him, even if he's not saying it. Well, we'll have to I've never been to that part of Florida. We're very lucky that we the Kid Friday Morning Show, my second the second mention on this podcast, we work with Visit Florida. So we get to go to a different part of Florida every summer. And this year we're going to the Tampa Bay area. St. Pete, Tampa Bay area. So that's what we're doing this year. And I think
it's on the west side of Florida.
Yeah, and I think next year, Alan, I know Alan's not going to be able to go this year. My best friend since 5th grade, Tommy Jean's going.
Tommy Jean.
And I think next year we might be going back to the Florida Keys.
Oh, wow.
Because when we went before, there was this big resort that was under renovation and construction. You remember that? And I think they want us to go back to that resort once it's reopened. So that'll be cool. But I still haven't been to the Destin Beach area. You'll have to take me there.
Oh, I'd love to, babe. I'm telling you, from Texas, it's not a bad drive. I mean, you're basically driving to southern Alabama. I mean, that's where it is. It's just a little south of Alabama. It's not that far. It's really not.
Well, I know Boss Man always drives down, and what they do is they break up the trip by spending the night in New Orleans.
Amen.
So I don't know if that's out of the way or not, but that's what they do.
It takes longer to go that way, but no, I understand why he would go that way. But
well, he's from that area.
Yeah, right. We came a more direct way. And I guess since I've been doing long distance motorcycle riding, now that I'm in a car and doing it, it's like, well, this is easy.
Yeah.
You know, I don't even think about it. It's like, and I borrowed Kelly's car and she has a very smooth, nice car that's got this adaptive cruise control.
Oh, don't you love it?
One of the best inventions ever.
I love it. And
that's where it knows how far you are from another car. So you never have to hit the brake. You never have to hit the gas. It just it's like on autopilot.
It will literally, if somebody tries to cut you off and gets in front of you, it will slam on brakes for you. You don't even have to do that. It's really cool because it has.
It's pretty cool.
It has like 3 different settings. So you can be really far away from the car in front of you, a little closer or a little closer. So I always do the middle one. But I just set cruise control and I go, and it's great.
Hashtag D&M leasing. Hashtag ad.
Hashtag Lexus.
Wow.
Well, it is.
Wow.
It's a Lexus product.
Wow. Okay. Well, with that, you need to be going to the bougie area in Destin. Not where I am. Not where I am with the common man here in
I like
Fort
common man stuff. They're more fun.
Okay. One last story and then we got to go. We were talking about how you pronounce things differently and funny and also rednecks. And I'm tying this whole podcast together. I had this job one time in college where I drove this tractor around, and it was at this factory back in Wichita Falls. So they needed a guy to like mow the grounds and pick up trash and haul stuff around using this tractor. And I had a boss, and his name was Chuck. I mean, what better foreman name is there than a guy named Chuck, right?
Right.
So Chuck stuck me on this tractor, and there's a tractor brand called Kubota, Kubota, Kubota. He would call it the Kabuta, and I'm like, well, Chuck, it says Kubota. He goes, I don't care what it says. Get on that Kubota and start mowing the grounds. And I was like, oh, okay. So I can get in there and start mowing around.
And don't correct your boss.
Right. And then one time I was mowing and I sunk the Kubota in this mud. And I was like, oh, crap. I am in such trouble. So I was yelling at Chuck. He was walking somewhere else on the grounds. I'm like, Chuck, I sunk the Kubota. He's like, what? I said, I sunk the Kubota. He's like, what? I can't hear you. Speak up. And he finally says, Evans, blow your ears out. I can't hear what you're saying.
Blow your ears out?
Yeah, I'm like, you're the one that needs to blow your ears out. It was just like one of those really wheels off moments. I don't know. I just always remember that. It was a Kubota, but he would call it a Kabuta.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, another big house.
Wait a minute, honey. Wait 1 second. Wait.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, that definitely tied the whole podcast together. That was good.
Oh,
okay.
But anyway, I was on the tractor and I got a red neck.
Oh, there's more.
I got a brown neck. I've never had a red neck. I've always had a really brown neck. So.
Okay. All right. Well, there's that.
Oh, speaking of, I just keep thinking of stuff.
I thought we were done.
Speaking of redneck, I don't have letter in front of me, but one of our very, very best customers wrote us a letter and said, took the Hardy recommendation, love the album.
Oh, good.
Also took the Dipladenia recommendation, also found at the Home Depot. I think you can find them at the Lowe's too. But she says, I have Dipladenias and I put them in my garage in the winter and I can reuse them in the spring. Whereas
what are Dipladenias again?
Those are those, we got white this year. They're the ones I threw in those pots in the backyard.
Oh, okay. It's a flowering plant.
Yeah. And then the red ones are in the front.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're very good in potted plant situations.
Yeah. Okay. That's all I got.
You move the entire pot into the garage.
That's what she does. And she showed me a picture. She sent me a picture and hers are huge.
How does she move them? Ours are so heavy.
I don't know. Maybe with a Kubota or a hand truck. And I don't know how she does it.
Big, strong man
like me. I don't know.
All right. Well, you enjoy the rest of your time with Cole. I'm just bacheloretting it at home. I thought I was going to do all this stuff, and all I've done is binge watch shows that I don't think you'll watch with me. And just really quickly, I binge watched on Peacock, which I begged Alan to get me again. And even Robert, I was talking to Robert today, and he was like, Peacock has gotten...
Stop talking.
Well, he said, Peacock has gotten good. Because for a while there, I got Peacock, and it was boring, and I said, just cancel it. I'm not watching it. And then suddenly it started getting good. They've got really good series on there. And this one is called Based on a True Story, and it's about this woman who is obsessed with murder podcasts. Her and her friends are all obsessed with them. And she and her husband, they're in a bad financial situation. And... anyway, there's a serial killer. This is not ruining it. You can tell this from watching previews. There's a serial killer on the loose in their town, and she figures out who it is. And she, rather than calling the police and turning him in, she's like, we need to turn this into a podcast and make a lot of money because people are making, millions of dollars, not a sandwich and some lovin', but some of these true crime podcasts, they sell for millions and millions of dollars. So they end up doing a podcast with a serial killer. And that's what the show is. So anyway, I looked on the screen and it said there were 8 episodes. So I went ahead and in the past just couple of nights, I've binge watched all 8 thinking that was the end of the series. And that because I thought that's what it was. But the end of the series was just a regular episode. I mean, it just stopped. That was it, Alan. And it's like, there's no closure. It was just, and I was like, wait a minute, is there going to be a 9th episode? This was literally the entire season.
That was it, huh?
It wasn't a cliffhanger either. It was just the end of an episode. And I'm like, what the hell? So now I'm like, is this going to be renewed for season 2? Am I ever going to find out where this goes? So I really do enjoy it, but I'm afraid, I've been recommending it to people. And now I finally watched the 8th episode and I'm frustrated because there's nothing else as of right now. So
the short stroked you, huh?
I guess that's what you call it, but I'm really like, okay, now I'm ready for more. When are you going to give us that? I don't even know if they filmed more, if they're waiting for a green light or something. But anyway, that's what I've been watching. I watched the 8 episodes of Based on a True Story, and I watched the final of the 3 parts of the Real Housewives of New Jersey reunion. So you missed out on that. Oh, Alan, it was so bad. It was so awful. The husbands and all that. It was so dramatic.
Yeah,
I don't know where they're going to go from here, Alan. The whole show is on pause until they figure out what they're going to do. I'm going to be really sad if Melissa doesn't come back because Teresa's like, I'm, basically saying I'm going to get you fired. And if she does, that's just giving Teresa power that I don't want her to have. Makes me mad. But anyway, nobody cares but me. All right. So I'm going to go now. I love you.
Okay. Well, this was good. You got anything else?
No, I'm good. I got it all off my chest.
All right.
I would love, of course, to do nothing more than talk Real Housewives for the entire hour, but I don't have anybody to do that with.
Well, as you tell me sometimes when there's something I'm talking about that you could give to what's about,
go start a podcast. That's right.
Go start a podcast and get it sponsored.
You know what I say to that?
What do you say to that?
Wait. There you go.
Oh my goodness. you running the board is wheels off comedic value.
Why do you say that?
I am Kellie.
Because the timing's off. You
Look, so
pot
you
it
just
up
talked
and
over
down.
it. You just talked over it.
You have to. What did you say? My husband's burping and farting and tooting in his office or something?
No.
I am Kellie.
What'd you say?
Raspberry, damn it.
You just did it again. I played it
Go
3
get
times.
some sausage, damn
I
it.
played it
or
3
something.
times, and you have talked over it every time. Be quiet for 1 second, please.
Okay.
I am Kellie. Raspberry, damn it.
Thank you.
I can't hear it.
Oh, I am Kellie Raspberry. Dang it.
That's a good one. All right, babe. Well, this was fun. I love you desperately.
I love you.
I have a 7 a.m. call time on McCracken Boulevard tomorrow morning. No joke. We got to be there at 7 a.m. So I got to go back up to the room and go to bed.
Don't whine to me about that.
Yeah, that's true.
Who are you
That's
talking to?
Yeah, well, yeah, good call. But yeah, we got to get up. I guess at about 5:45 though for baseball. Get all our stuff together and get going to McCracken Avenue. Phil McCracken.
Right. Well, good luck to Cole. They're going into the gold level. What is it? The gold.
We're in the gold bracket.
Gold bracket. That's
and
exciting.
I think it's double elimination. So if we lose one, we're still in it. If we lose two, I think we're on vacation in Florida. And yeah.
So y'all won't just come home. You have to stay till the closing ceremonies.
No, I mean, there's no closing ceremonies. It's just we paid for a hotel through Thursday night. We don't have to check out till Friday at 3 or no, Friday at 11. So that's.
Well, hopefully you'll keep winning and that won't be an issue. I was just curious.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's play it by ear.
All
Okay,
right, honey.
Well, anyway, I love you desperately.
Oh, and happy Father's Day. By the time we come back, it'll be past Father's Day. So
Okay.
Happy Father's Day.
Yeah, we're going to the Rangers game on Sunday with the boys.
Yeah. Okay.
And Dylan said, "Oh God, just keep that." And real quick, Dylan, who is back home in Dallas Fort Worth, is participating in his World Series, which is local in DFW this week. He did a skills challenge today, and he won out of all the boys in his age groups. They did a fastest man competition, and he was the fastest man.
How about that?
He's a fast guy.
He is fast and so good looking.
That dude can run.
I bet some girls going to be coming up to him saying, "What's your chat? What's your What's your snap?"
Well, they're going to have to get past the biggest Boda blue ribbon winner ever before that happens.
All right.
I don't even know what that means.
I don't either. I'm just okay.
I love you desperately.
I love you.
I love Publix and Publix desperately.
I know you do.
I love the NTX Curve 14U team desperately. They're doing great. Proud of all those boys. They're doing wonderful. But I am sure we will podcast again real soon. And in the immortal words of the great Keanu Reeves, life is good when you have a good sandwich. Bye.